This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader Big. Up front notice, this is not intended for live trading. We'll call it educational purposes only. We're going to talk about the New York Open. Primarily, our focus is going to be Bitcoin. Without a doubt, you'll see on your screen this morning that we have 10, 5 across the top, 5 across the bottom time frames. This is a new pro version that they've rolled out on TradingView. We're excited to bring you this. Just in terms of TA, I'm going to recommend that you do your own TA. This is just going to be for us to walk through the technicals. We're going to look at Tesla. We're going to look at NVDA in terms of what the parameters are being brought in from equities potentially to crypto, to our mainstay, Bitcoin. We're also going to spend some time on the awesome bull flag right now, currently on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is that leading tech sector. It's a natural overlay to consider in terms of correlation, in terms of the specifics for Bitcoin and crypto, as it's a tech savvy, I'd say, market or space, retail, or let's just call it an investment space. We do look to the tech sector, that being the NASDAQ, and we're noticing a beautiful bull flag here, looking for some momentum and a potential opportunity to enter along the preceding resistance. If it were to flip to support, a momentum push up and above could get us where we are headed. Let's call it a 20% move potential, guys, and potential. All the qualifications, of course, stated in terms of that upside target. We'll go through the specifics today. Let's catch the open. Bam. Up and out is Tesla on a nice move to the upside. Let's go into the 4-hourly today and stay a little bit more broadly, I'd say broadly focused today on the specific top pro line on the 4-hourly. That's a big level for the bulls just to jump in and hammer up and through. That 4-hourly on our fire and ice, that's a kernel calculative, regression kernel calculative. So that's going to be the level in play today as you see that charge into the top line, the 4-hourly. Let's just take a look here, 0.73% to the upside. Tesla on open, NVIDIA 0.26%. So we'll note that level of interaction very quickly with some volatility. On the 4-hourly, we note that. Now, how does that cross over? How does that work into Bitcoin? Well, if we were to look at the 4-hourly on Bitcoin, we have a absolute onslaught of hits in and along our 4-hourly pro upper and lower line, without a doubt. So as you're looking at our fire and ice, our golden short, our green buy lines, those have come into play on the 4-hourly. But we have that internal line, which is that 4-hourly pro level. Also showing you this cap line, okay, on Bitcoin there. But looking at this internal function, it has just been the automatic, guys, the automatic. If there were an automatic level, it's going to be that pro lower line and that pro upper line. It's going to be that green buy line and that golden short line. Thus far, for the preceding, pay attention here, for the preceding 2 weeks on Bitcoin. So that to us is highly relevant. Anytime that we can charge in, get a signal, highly calculated signal, particularly from, if we were to look at NVIDIA or Tesla on the open, taking a look at that trade op. We'll call it a trade op. Why is that? Because it's an opportunity, big time, guys. Not an operation, it's an opportunity. Looking at that short thus far, about 0.95% max. I'd say call it a point on a max. That's where I'm going to call the open, period. That's it. That's why we look at the open. I want to demonstrate something where I have some volatility in any market. We'll look at any market, guys. Look at Tesla, for instance, on the open into the specific top pro line. Now, why is it called pro as well? Because it's only for pro traders. That's it, guys. It's only for pro traders. We call it that and we mean that. So to the extent that you're dabbling with an idea, just remember, this is not, guys, this is not for just anybody to decide and jump in recklessly into the market. That's not what we stand for. We stand for a lot of development in terms of the traders. Looking at that daily on Tesla, 20 moving average is in play directly. It will be a long over, short under story for the 20 moving average. We agree? Yeah, guys. Well, let's watch that 20 moving average. Big issue. Also, potentially incoming and clear within proximity. Orders are waiting on Tesla on the monthly 20 moving average. This 10 wide setup is nice. If you're looking at the potential pro package for TradingView, I recommend that you get it. I think you'll really, really like what's going on with that 10 wide, the 10 wide screens here, 10 wide time frames, very nice. So looking at a bit of a give back there on Tesla from that open. NVIDIA, a bit of a drop has already picked up. So what will we pay attention to here as well? Let's look at the specific. Now, a different story here on NVIDIA, 4 hourly still in play, and what is being charged up, out, and through, and how is this different than what we just looked at? Well, we're going to say that this is different. We're on the golden short line, not that specific top pro line. And what do I notice as I look at the candle work here? As I look at the candle work here, if I were to look back in, and again, the pattern recognition, the patterns that are in play are critical as we develop into higher levels of proficiency and consistency in the markets with crypto and our Bitcoin trades. We want as many patterns thrown at us as quickly as possible, and the opportunity to trade more patterns, to assess more patterns in equities on open with the high volatility is why we're involved and engaged the way that we are. So as you're going to look at the specifics here on NVIDIA, yes, you just noticed the 4 hourly is going to be the key threshold question. I'm going to say on that 4 hourly is going to be the golden short. The differentiation is going to be the following. The bulls are trying to complete, and you saw this on the 4 hourly, you saw a flat top. So bulls are trying to push up and out over, right? And just anytime you have a flat top, recognize one or two scenarios will play out. The more likely, technically, probabilistic likelihood is going to be that at some point we're going to break this to the upside. Now, you're going to have your one-third reservation disclaimer on that at all times. You know that based on 40 plus years of back testing. Hats off and credit to Tom Bukowski. We appreciate all of your fine work in the industry and pleasure to be in communication with you. Hope all is doing well. Taking a look at this specific, let's just call it an ascending triangle, flat top resistance, ascending line of support. Now you're going to say, well, it was a flat top. Did the bears engage? Yes, people got stopped out. They're getting stopped out. They're in process of it. It's going to be an approach based upon, we recommend looking at all of your oscillators, all of your time frames. That's what real confirmation is. When everything, all your oscillators on all of your time frames are pointing in the same direction. That's when we get that real confirmation. So currently looking at, let's look at the hit levels in terms of the specific targets to the upside. We will call this a hit, and I'm going to stick with this. There's a bit of variability. We'd like to see on the breakout and we're going to note a specific feature here. We'd have to get a bit technically oriented to talk about a defective nature from the hit 1, hit 2, hit 3, hit 4, okay? In terms of the measurement here, we've gone with a measurement that is in line with this hit, not to the pivot 1, but pivot 2. So pivot 2, okay, in between 2 and 3, but 1, 2, 3. So this is where we're looking at on NVIDIA. You guys can review easy to say, huh? Review your New York Institute of Finance in terms of the specifics. Oftentimes, remember, when you're on candle wicks, your lines to the upside, your specific targets to the upside are going to be what? They're going to be more aggressive, right? They're going to be more aggressive when we're on the candle wicks. Always remind yourself of that, right? Very important to not forget that specific component, because if we go to the actual lines, let's dig into the 5-minute. Let's take a look at the 5-minute, and you'll see how, well, we've got a tighter structure here. Here we go. We have a tighter structure with a lower level of resistance across the top that is in the process of trying to confirm. So when you're looking at those candle wicks, understand you may be at the 23.6 or 38.2 on the wicks on your specific candle wick, more aggressively drawn out function. But if you were to draw the same pattern, same targets, let's say the same target rationale on your lines, you're going to be looking at what? What did we hit on that 5-minute? You guys got it. Boom. Right into really the first hit. Bam. Right into the 50%. We'd love to see that hit, the highest probability that we can find based on back testing alone, okay, on this ascending triangle pattern into that golden pocket even was hit. So very nice to see the completion into the 50%. And again, what are we going to do with this? We're going to bring in the specific candle wick feature, okay, that candle wick to line differentiation in terms of targeting. We're going to bring that back. We're going to apply that not just to NVIDIA, guys, or not just to Tesla. By the way, nice short, guys, on Tesla. Nice short. What does that reinforce for us? Well, that happens to reinforce on a 1.7% drop quickly out of the starting gates. Mind you, within the first 10 minutes of price action, it reinforces for us fire and ice and the level of that top pro line, which again, let's cycle that back into and bring it into our Bitcoin trades. You guys got it right. So how many top pro lines have we hit on Bitcoin? You guys know how many top pro line hits have we had on Bitcoin? Just enough enough for it to teach us the lesson that we need to pay attention to the top pro line. Great open reinforcement to our Bitcoin trades are going to be that ascending triangle differentiation from the candle wicks, which is going to be more extreme in terms of your specific targets to the upside. We're going to consolidate. We're going to become more conservative in terms of those targets on the lines, on any pattern. Bring that over today in terms of what you're focusing on in crypto. In terms of your specific fire and ice, what was reconfirmed again, and what's the hit currently on Bitcoin. And this is where we see a correlation between Tesla and Bitcoin. Nice to see, huh? We have that same level hit at that top pro line. We noted, guys, we noted. And the lesson learned from today. Now, less volatility, a 0.37% move on Bitcoin. You'd have to gauge how you were involved in this versus potentially, hypothetically, a trade on Tesla as to which one would pay more, right? There are different leverage opportunities. We know about such. Congratulations to everyone that is trading. And I would just say congratulations on a good open reinforcement in terms of the technique. We'll also note as one residual that we will bring with us today is the fact that along these reinforceable levels on fire and ice, what are we looking at? What are we looking at? We are looking at the possibility that a function, let's go ahead and look at NVIDIA, for instance, and we will of course touch on that beautiful pattern in terms of the NASDAQ. But as you looked at NVIDIA, out, up, and over, okay, out, up, and over a specific reinforceable level, we were out, up, and over with a dynamic in play that was attributable to a pattern, right? So while we were looking for a strong level of interaction at a golden short line on the 4-hourly, as we were looking for a level of potential interaction, what did we catch? We caught the fact that there was a bullish pattern in play. Very important. So these lines are going to have to be incorporated with the entirety, as everything, as all your approaches that you take with the market are going to have to be comprehensive and rarely exclusive, okay? Rarely are you going to be able to adhere to an exclusive strategy in a vacuum and operate well in the market. I think that you guys have picked up on that quite well. And as we can continue to integrate in the markets, as we can continue to just up our game, guys, we have goals. They're monthly goals, they're yearly goals, they're 3-year goals, they're 5-year goals, and it's to really advance our understanding and our own operation in the market and to facilitate anyone who wants to be a constructive part of the markets. We love the markets. I personally have studied them for years and years, literally since my early teen years. So I'll admit that. And it's just something we look forward to being a greater and better part of. If you're in the same mindset or of the same mindset, you just love the markets, you're in the right place. And I appreciate all of your time and wherewithal. Great open. Nice to see NVIDIA holding strong, Tesla backing off. We know the levels and the reasons why in terms of the price action that's ongoing. Take a look at the weekly. Take a look at the weekly in terms of the specific. I really decided that today the weekly chart is just a nice descending triangle, isn't it? It really has formulated a nice descending triangle. Be careful, as on any descending triangle, in terms of the breakout, okay? You may want to stretch this into a bit of a failed diamond pattern, but that flat bottom support has a slight angle on some other patterns here on NVIDIA, but just be prepared. This is a bull entry with a stop loss. Technically, we trade these guys in and out almost every day, at least every weekend on Bitcoin. So we love the overlap between the markets. We're excited to cover the additional patterns that are in play and to add those to our trade routine. Guys, the NASDAQ is up. It's going to look like it's going to be a strong just day overall. We've got a little bit of a delayed pricing on TradingView, just inherently as TradingView gets up and going. Let me check on, you guys won't mind me checking CNBC right now for an active update. For the record, TradingView wants to charge you $300 to $500 a month for a pro package, and they want to give you delayed information. Congratulations, TradingView. Tongue in cheek a little bit, but we appreciate everything you're doing for us. In terms of 0.19% to the upside, that's live. That's on NASDAQ. I do recommend, guys, a CNBC Pro. It's a nice way to start your morning. Again, comprehensively, not exclusively. I would just recommend comprehensively, not exclusively. Looking for some momentum push would be the technical requirement on this specific bull flag. It's the best pattern that we have found to be able to match up with any sort of a back testing protocol that may actually create some profits in the overall broader markets. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. Way to trade. Nice hits today on the open. We'll talk to you all soon. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader.